Welcome back to our interview with the City of Poughkeepsie Mayor, Rob Rolison. Rob, let's talk about the revitalization of the City of Poughkeepsie. People know that there's tremendous potential for Poughkeepsie to have the same type of revitalization that we've seen in Kingston, Beacon, other river cities, the waterfront in Newburgh. It's a college town. It's got 3 colleges that surround it, but yet it's been stagnant since the Great Recession. There seems to be a lot of simultaneous strings that have to happen, paying attention to crime and safety, paying attention to the redevelopment of the downtown area, the infrastructure, the business community, the arts community. How do you see pulling all these strings together to work in concert with each other to help towards that revitalization?
The good thing is the strings are there, as you mentioned. On any one of those things that you spoke about, they're good strings and they're strong strings. We do have to find a way now to move these plans forward. You have a waterfront revitalization plan. You have a Main Street Central Business District revitalization plan. Then you have the individual neighborhoods, which can be strengthened in their own way. And you talked about the colleges. Yet really, literally, you have 3 colleges touching the city line. How do we bring more of our students and others into the city to enjoy the city? And the assets, were there, and also the properties that could be developed to entice these people to come into the city are there. The one thing that I'm happy to talk about is that the city has struggled in the area of economic development and planning. We don't have an economic development department or person, and we don't have a planner. The county has agreed and has appropriated the money and will be hiring a planner and development person for the city of Poughkeepsie. That's a great example of shared services. That person will work in City Hall, but will be on the county payroll and have the resources and additional assets of county planning until such time as the city can do it on its own. And there's no time frame for that. But once we get a planner and a development person, that is going to help these other plans because they're there. They're developed, they've been embraced, both the Main Street plan and the waterfront plan. There's been rezoning that's been done down the waterfront area. The Main Street plan has been endorsed by the city council. So, we need to take them out and how do we move them forward? And that is something that is going to be a major action item, as we move into the first of the year. And I'm confident that we're going to start to see some progress and some results. And you're really actually starting to see a little bit on the Main Street side. Garden Street has been, from Main Street over to the arterial is now going to be opened up. It's almost done. Pace University Pace Law School people who put that together, we're hoping to have them back here in Poughkeepsie, and we're trying to find a way to fund them now to continue. They developed that plan. I'd like to have them help implement it. Because these are things that don't require, some of them don't require a lot of money, and there are monies that actually are available through grants that have been approved, just waiting to get, doing some additional steps. And I think that once we start to see some of these successes, they breed other successes. It shows momentum. It also shows more of a vibrancy in certain areas. We'll get more people to come into the city, hopefully create more jobs for our own residents who need work, and also give the city that buzz that people want to come to cities. People are moving back to cities. People like to shop now in cities. We need to attract those types of shops and businesses that will draw people here. And you can never get away from the fact that we have a train station.
Right.
It's a huge asset. Besides the river, which is big, the walkway, which is huge, we have a Metro North Station, the end of the line in Poughkeepsie, and people utilize that train, to go downtown, and we're starting to see them coming back up from other areas below us to go to the walkway. So how do we capture them to come into downtown Poughkeepsie to spend money and help? Money helps support our budget. We have budget struggles. These things all work in conjunction with one another. And so City Hall needs to be a partner with the other entities to move these things forward, whether it's county planning, whether it's state government, the Dyson Foundation, Scenic Hudson, the MTA. There are all these other entities which are involved in these things that are also, looking for some leadership and some guidance, putting people together to move them forward. And that is something that I will do.
You said the generating a buzz, creating momentum, that really is key. Changing the image of the city of Poughkeepsie. And to do that, bringing the business community together with the arts community, you see that developing, and we see that already in action.
Yeah, there is, and that that really I started to see that during the campaign, and which gave me a lot of hope, saying, I want to get elected, and I know if I do, there are people out there who are ready to work to help this process of re-energizing the city of Poughkeepsie a reality. And they all work in conjunction with one another. There are business groups that are out there. The Poughkeepsie Alliance is one. There are informal, business improvement district people up in the Main Street corridor. So those things are happening. We're going to see more of people getting together to do things that the city just can't necessarily do right now or do as well as they'd like. And it's not a rub on the city. It's just people saying, hey, we love our city, we want to help. So I look to help coordinate that. And the safety aspect, the police department, we're getting hopefully some new officers through a federal grant to dedicate, once they get up and running and on the street, dedicate more officers into that business district, which the business owners want, and something they've been talking about for quite some time. We know that visible police presence makes people feel better, and they're more apt to come here. But also the streets need to be clean too. So there's a coordination between the two. But what I have said, Roger, from the outset is the upside of this city is huge. We're lucky we have the diversity that we have, the diverse neighborhoods, the diverse people with different ideas, but all wanting to share those strengths to make the city better. And that's what I want to do. That's why I ran. And now I get to start to do it and be held accountable for it. And working in conjunction and cooperation and collaborating with the City Council, which is going to be a partner in all of this. And I think that the City Council has felt left out of the process in many areas of the administration of the city and how the city does things. And that's going to change. And when that changes, that means that we work more cohesively and we get things done, and we understand the differences and the challenges of the different neighborhoods that these council people represent. And that's a positive thing. And we need to do more of that. We need to be better at it. And then you have the other organizations that want to help. They're going to see a cooperating city government. All too often I have heard that, well, we can't get a response back. We don't know who to talk to. We're wanting to help, but we're not sure how to do it. Well, all help will be taken on a variety of levels, whether it's organizations at the grassroots levels, foundations, other levels of government, the federal government, the state government, the county government. Everyone has said to me, we are ready to help. And I will take them up on that help. But first, we need to make sure that we're functioning well in City Hall, and that the administration and the City Council have that relationship, because they're a huge part of this. The City Council is the policy-making body of city government. They're the ones that take the votes. And I have never looked at it any other way, because I come from the county side where I took the votes, and working with the county executive. It's very similar, a little bit bigger, but it's the same thing. And I look to use many of the things that I did as chairman for 6 years in helping our City Council develop that kind of collaboration that helped county government and just the administration of county government as we tried to do what we could for the people of Dutchess County. We're going to do it here in the city.
Well, on that note of optimism and enthusiasm, we're going to end this update. I look forward, there's so many more things we could talk about, but I look forward to the opportunity to have more of these updates as your administration gets into it.
And that's important, Roger, and I will take you on that offer. I think the more communication, the more dialogue that city government has with the people in the city of Poughkeepsie, whether you're a resident, a visitor, a business owner, leads to better decisions that we are ultimately going to make. And we have to reach out to the public, and this is a great way to do it, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Very good. Well, we'll make it a regular thing.
You can. Thank you.
Very good. And thank you for tuning in to HVNN. We'll have more of these local government updates throughout the new year. Right now, I encourage you to take a look at the rest of HVNN. We have a lot of good information and news on our site that I encourage you to take a look at. Thanks again, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Roger. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.